Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a new edition of VIER TV. Smart co-browsing will be today's topic, brought to you by VIER and our technology partner Surfly. My colleague at VIER, Maarten Kronenburg, and Tarek Valente from Surfly will show you how co-browsing will improve your digital customer journey. This session will be recorded. Should you have any questions, just write them in the Q&A section, and we will be happy to answer them at the end of the session. You can ask your questions in English or in German, doesn't matter. Thank you, and Maarten, please take over.
All right, well, thank you everyone for joining. Just a few words on who we are. I'm Maarten Kronenburg. I am with VIER responsible for partner relationships, and I also run the international side of our business. And that means I work a lot with the company Surfly. Tarek, over to you.
Hey, thanks, Maarten, and good morning, allerseits. My name is Tarek Valente. I'm the Chief Business Development Officer at Surfly. Previously pushed a startup to IPO and a Google acquisition 10 years ago, but now 5 years into Surfly, really excited to team up with companies, forward-thinking companies like VIER, to really help brands to improve their customer experience, the sales and operational efficiency.
Good, thank you, Tarek. So, what we'll do in this session is we'll start out with just a few words on VIER Engage. Then we'll go into, well, what is Surfly co-browsing? You know, a little bit more color and smell on what is Surfly, what is the company, what are they doing, where do they come from, where do they go to. We'll have a quick discussion on why the integration. And we have a recorded live demo of what the integration of VIER Engage and Surfly will do for you. We'll end up with a Q&A session. Now, please do ask any questions you were afraid to ask. It is important for us that you get a good impression of what the combination of Surfly and VIER Engage mean for your digital customer experience. Okay, so VIER Engage. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. We have three flavors, if you will. One inbound only, and that's VIER Engage Business, which is perfect if you have mainly inbound traffic and occasional outbound dialing on an individual basis. VIER Engage Professional is in and outbound. And VIER Engage Enterprise is the complete full suite of in and outbound integration with, you know, backend systems, everything that comes with it, and it's omnichannel. I wanted just to quickly remind you, why are we pitching VIER Engage the way we are currently doing? Well, you can do a lot with it. It does routing, it does queuing, it does CRM integration, you know, a very important bit in process improvement these days has to do with CRM integration. You know, the same thing goes for knowledge base integration. Serviceware is a good example here. So all that helps in improving your efficiency. And what we'll see today is, again, an example of I think it's a significant technology step for every contact center if you can do co-browsing. And if you have any commercial questions on how co-browsing would work in your specific company implementation, please take up contact with your VIER account manager, and he or she can exactly fill you in on how you can try it out, how you can just look at it. Can we perhaps perform a demo for you? There you go. The third item here is self-service. One of the main driving forces is self-service. We do that with bots. We do that with a lot of other stuff. Self-service is becoming more and more important these days. So yes, of course, we support it. And the unified desktop is an integral part of VIER Engage. So how have we integrated the Surfly technology stack? Well, I will quickly draw how we've done it. So on the left-hand side of your screen, you see VIER engage. There is an incoming contact, whether it's text or a call, where a co-browsing session is required. The unified desktop of VIER engage supports it, and we have implemented the Surfly solution inside our own data center. Bullet point number 3, I believe, is from a GDPR and datasicherheit standpoint, an important one. We can guarantee you that the VIER engage and Surfly integration remains in the VIER data center locations. There's no data going out for data processing or any sorts. So we've installed Surfly inside our own data center location, I think is the message here. Again, VIER engage, it's about automation, process automation. It's about user friendliness. So how user-friendly can you be towards your customers, and how can we as VIER and Surfly support you there? And scalability, we do everything from the cloud. Everything's browser-based. We've done that since 1996. So scalability is in our DNA. Again, if you do have any scalability issues, campaigns coming up, or if you want to use co-browsing for campaigns, let us know. Tariq, over to you.
Hey, dankeschön, Maarten. Yeah, so great to be here today, guys, and yeah, looking forward to telling you a bit about what we do before Maarten takes over with the demo. So who we are? Well, we're based across the border in Amsterdam. Not so sunny Amsterdam. That's sarcasm. But the photo you can see there is the team in front of Centraal Station over here. You can see it in the background. We're 41 super surfers, we call us, up from just 9 in 2020. With actually interesting fact, 27 different nationalities the last time I checked, so keeping it diverse. We have 200 clients, mainly in insurance and banking, but other verticals as well. We have 300,000 users across 50 different countries, and we're hosted across the world, including, as Maarten mentioned, on the VIER cloud. We also do offer on-premise deployments. And this is something that you can also check with your account manager from VIER about. And our mission really is to help our clients to accelerate the innovation and quickly build new journeys and experiences on top of your existing applications without the need to write a single line of code. At the bottom, you see some awards that we have from the popular technology review site G2. We are seen as the leaders in the co-browsing space. Next slide, please, Maarten. We have customers across the world, as you can see on this slide here. You can probably notice some popular brands, and you might be thinking, so how do they use Surfly? Well, let's go automotive. We have players like Volvo and Mercedes who use Surfly to recreate the virtual showroom experience, because less people are going to the car showrooms physically, so they start this experience online. In retail, IKEA, how can you design the perfect kitchen for yourself with your customers? A customer can come to the kitchen designing journey, they press a button, an agent can come and help them to design the kitchen. Insurance, life insurance, which is complex and emotional. How can you help people to not just buy the insurance, but file claims and improve that experience as well? And then in banking, you can see we have players like Sparkasse, who's been our customer for several years now, or Santander, who use us in a variety of ways, sometimes to improve mortgage journeys, sometimes to improve that online internet banking experience, but also even on the wealth management side of things. And finally, telcos, players like Vodafone, who use us to help to drive online sales on their e-commerce platforms. Thank you, Maarten. Next slide. So why is this important? Why is visual engagement important? Well, 65% of us, maybe you can relate, are visual thinkers and learners. If someone says something to me, I might forget the next day, but if someone shows me how to do something, I remember. Thus, you can improve those first contact resolution scores, and you can also really engage with your customers in their preferred thinking style. We also see a trend, and I think everyone sees this, towards more visual channels. It's happening in our personal interactions on Instagram. You see Snapchat and TikTok. I don't have a TikTok account, but I think the next wave of consumers definitely are on that platform. And so I think, in the contact center, we must see this trend as an opportunity to also engage with these customers in a more visual way. Now, empathy, a very key thing, and this is one of the things we're partnering with VIER about, is because they understand that empathy in the contact center is very important. And if you can connect visually with your customers, you can cut through all of that conversational noise online, and you can really build emotional connections with your customers. I've been in the contact center space working with leaders for, going 7 years, 8 years now. And what I've seen in my time is that it's moving from, being that call center to a contact center, but now to a customer experience center, where brands finally realize that all of these interactions are really important, and they have a chance to create strong moments of truth with their customers. We also see the rise of the AI-driven world. Maarten mentioned self-service. What's important also is not to see the self-service as a silo from your agents. You have to bridge the gap, and Surfly does a really good way of bridging those self-service channels with the human touch. And why? More importantly, because as chatbots and AIs are going to solve the simple questions, the agents are going to need superpowers like Surfly to really add value to the work they do and to help the customers to solve those complex problems. Next slide, please, Maarten. And so what is visual engagement? Frost & Sullivan, which many of you might know, one of the leading analysts in the contact center space, wrote a report. You can actually scan the QR code with a camera on your phone if you want a copy of this report. It's a free report which talks about this space and how they refer to visual engagement is any real-time collaboration with customers that incorporates dynamic visual elements. Those visual elements include video, co-browser, screen sharing, annotations, all capabilities of Surfly, and they can help your agents to really better support the customers and, again, connect with them in an emotional way. Next slide, please, Maarten. The benefits of visual engagement. So personalized customer service. It's not just when you go to Amazon, you bought this book, so you might like this book. Okay, we talk about in the e-commerce there's personalization, but with us it's more about providing the white glove treatment. It's like walking into a lower end supermarket and asking, where's the wine? And the representative saying, yes, it's on aisle 12. And you need to find aisle 12 and you don't know where aisle 12 is. Or you go to a higher class or a wine specialist and you say, which wines do you have? Come with me, I'm going to show you. We have this wine, we have this wine, and we have this wine, and telling a story about it. So we think this is really what personalization means. Also improving sales, shortening sales cycles and boosting sales. Selling by phone is tricky because the customer doesn't know who that agent is. Are they legitimate? But if you can show the customer what you are selling them, you're able to really drive your conversion scores. We also talk about agent satisfaction, efficiency, and utilization rates. Agent satisfaction is important. How can you include the agents in your customer experience iteration process? How can you give them tools to really help them to connect easily with their customers and see where they're getting stuck instead of emails backwards and forwards? When we talk about the metrics, the holy grail, we believe, is Net Promoter Score. How likely are you as a customer to recommend a customer to your brand? And we believe that with creating these strong moments of truth, you can really drive them. We also believe in driving first contact resolution, handling times, how you can improve those handling times, and a customer satisfaction. And on the support side, how can you identify issues faster? We've all been in those situations where we're emailing support backwards and forwards, and it's taken weeks before we complete a very easy in our mind task. How can we just start a session and have an agent help that customer along that session? Next slide, Maarten. So the features, we'll show you co-browsing today, but ours universal co-browsing is important because we don't, many other providers like Genesis and VIER and Pega, you need to tag your applications with lots of JavaScript. We used to do this before 8 years ago, and we realized this is too complicated. There has to be an easier way. And so we created, a no-code co-browsing, which is very easy to deploy across all of your journeys. We call it universal co-browsing. Video chat, which isn't just about seeing the agent, but seeing what the customer sees. So we work on mobile devices as well. And how can a customer, for an insurance company who has a damage on a car or in their house, give that stream back to the agent in real time? Or how we've got projects with energy companies. How can you take a meter reading remotely? Telco, how can you see a router if the router's set up remotely? So this is how you should also be thinking about video chat. We do file sharing and synchronous e-signing, so we can complete contracts together, and document annotations and editing. Last but not least, before I hand over to Maarten for the demo, security and compliance. It's at the core of everything we do at Surfly and why we've built this product, because we see the screen sharing tools like Zoom and Teams that we're on, Zoom that we're on, and Teams and WebEx. They don't give you the control to really create compliant journeys. We allow you to mask sensitive data, credit card numbers, social security IDs, tax IDs. Without any code on your applications, you can make sure that the agent does not see what the customer is introducing, helping you to keep your PCI compliance. We can allow list and block list different domains. So for example, if you only want your customers to co-browse on FIER.ai, or if you only want your customers to co-browse on the banking journey, you can only limit that to that journey. If you have partners or you have different sites, you can allow them to co-browse at different sites, but it's fully in your control. The audit logs, Sparkasse in Germany, for example, they need to adhere with it MiFID II compliance. So we help them with that by providing them an audit log API where they can see the transactions, who was in control, who clicked where, advisor or customer, and we give that to them. We do not store any session data as Surfly. It's our philosophy, but we give you, the customers, the ability to store that data for compliance. Last but not least, we have single sign-on already connected with the VIER platform, where the agent does not need to log into Surfly again, and is fully authenticated with the application, with the VIER application, so that you can make sure that you're extra secure. And so, yeah, thank you. On that note, yeah, over to you, Maarten. We've got a discussion, I think, coming up.
So a very quick word on why on earth did we do this integration. So we at VIER believe that it's better to partner with an expert. When we first saw the Surfly technology, we thought it was a smooth and easy technology that allows agents to perform co-browsing without too much training, so that it's possible for you as a contact center operator to introduce co-browsing without too much of an effort or of once. So the main reason why we chose Surfly is that first and foremost, it's a specialist company, it's a smooth technology, and thirdly, it is possible to install Surfly inside our data center. So Tariq, what's your view on why we did the integration?
Because you're great guys, Maarten. I think we all like the VIER crew, but I think that's actually partly it. We're based in Amsterdam. When I joined 5 years ago, we saw lots of appetite in the DACH region, in the German-speaking region, for technology like this. And we have a very partner-driven philosophy, and we like to partner with players like VIER, who are technically innovative, who are ahead, and who have a similar culture to us, and again also that, despite we are just across the border in Amsterdam, we know that it's a different market, and I think what VIER brings is that expertise, the expertise of the market to us. We also saw that what they were building was really, really advanced when it comes to contact center technologies, and for the reasons also that Maarten mentioned, we could easily connect in, given that the technology team that is so advanced over there, we could easily connect in with the contact center and really really help to add more value to, not just the platform, but VIER's customers as well.
Okay, well, thank you, Tariq. So what we'll do now is we'll switch over to a recorded version of our integration. Here we go. So before I start this video, I would like to mention the following. We prepared this video to connect a standard demo partition of our standard VIER Engage platform. It is the professional version. And we wanted to connect with a standard WordPress website. We intentionally did not want to connect to a high-end, smooth website. We wanted to show you that it is possible to actually perform co-browsing on, I would say, even basic websites. The one you're going to see was done through standard WordPress. Like I said, yes, I added a few pictures. We added a few pictures, so it's visually okay. But it's nothing fancy. Standard WordPress shop, standard WordPress. How it was set up. What I'll do now is I'll start my video. On your screen, you see the workbench of any agent that works with VIER Engage. This is the agent desktop, the unified agent desktop of VIER Engage. I'm sure it'll sound and look familiar to you. And what we'll do is there will be a caller calling in. There he is, Mr. Klaus Thaler, top left-hand side. Mr. Thaler calls in because he wants to buy a product on a website. He knows what he wants to buy, but he cannot find his way on the website. So the agent sees the call come in. On the top bar, you see that the agent accepts the call instantly. And again, this will be familiar to you. On the top right-hand side, you will see the contact history. The bottom left-hand side, you see the call history of this specific caller. So the caller is already in the CRM. It's a known caller. But that, in principle, doesn't matter for the integration of Surfly. So right now, the caller talks with the agent. And it is now clear to the agent that the caller has a problem with ordering a product. This is the website where the caller is on. It is like I said, a standard website. So the agent now understands that that he needs to co-browse, or she. So the agent invokes at this point the Surfly co-browsing solution, and this is an important bit, inside the agent desktop. You will see again the agent desktop, the top bar, you will see the call still in Gespräch, so the agent is still talking to the caller. And the agent has invoked Surfly co-browsing. The caller goes to the live help button. And the caller says, okay, this is the PIN number that I see on my screen. Now that's an important bit. So the caller reads out the PIN that appears on his or her screen. Now the agent types in this PIN number. And pushes the button Start Session. Instantly, and again, this all appears in the agent desktop. There is no, other stuff like pop-up screens. Inside the agent desktop of VIER Engage appears the website that the caller is currently on. like that. And it's almost instantly. I would say it is instantly. You will also see that the caller moves to a different section of the website. Instantly, of the screen changes at the agent side. So wherever the caller goes to on this website, you will also see that on the agent desktop. The agent draws an image, and instantly that image appears on the caller's version of the website. Ah, thank you, says the caller. And again, you see at both screens, you see change immediately. So the website where the caller is on and the website where the agent is on, they change instantly, and the agent can draw on the website where the caller is on. That's called co-browsing. So again, the caller goes to a different section. The agent directs the caller to the section, what is it? Field strength meters. Thank you, says the caller. Here is where I go to. And again, you instantly see the change, the synchronous movement of the website, so that the agent can follow where the caller goes to. And again, movement. There's a drawing. And the agent helps the caller to place an order for the appropriate product. So Surfly offers many more possibilities that we also are supporting. For example, co-signing. You can also change roles. The standard way we have implemented Surfly co-browsing is that the agent can only follow, or in fact draw, what the on this screen of the caller. Now, there are ways to change the roles, so you can actually allow the agent to push the button on the caller's website. So you allow the agent to control the mouse of the caller. That is also implemented. That's also a possibility, but we think that's for now, that's a bit too far for what we want to accomplish. I just wanted to mention that that's possible. So now the agent is in the process of wrapping up the call. He or she ticks the contact reasons. And the agent finishes the call. The top left-hand side, you see the status of the agent, and the agent clicks available, and he or she is available again. So that's what we prepared for you. Q&A. Any questions, please?
Very interesting, Maarten and Tarek. Thank you very much. We do have a question in the chat. Is Surfly GDPR compliant?
Yes, Sandra, it is. So it's data protection regulations. Because we do not store any session data ourselves, it makes us GDPR compliant. We have data processing agreements too that we can share as well with your customers should they be interested.
I also wanted to mention this. It's an important part actually. So we did install the Surfly software solution inside the VIER data center, and that means that the regulations and the rules that we comply with are also applicable to the Surfly software solution. So it is installed in the VIER cloud, and Surfly itself doesn't transfer data. So there you go.
Thank you. So we've already run out of time, and there are actually no more questions in the chat. So Maarten, Tarek, thank you very much. It was very interesting. Our next FIER TV session will take place on October 28th at 10 a.m. as usual. Topic then, 5 ways to use FIER emotion analytics. More information can be found on FIER.tv. At the end, we prepared a short survey and would be very happy if you would give us your feedback on today's session. Thank you very much. Have a nice day and a nice weekend. Thank you, Maarten and Tarek.
Schöne Wochenende.
Schönes
Dankeschön.
Wochenende. Danke. Grüße nach Amsterdam.